A Black executive perspective now presents Need to Know with the award-winning hyphenated Dr. Nsenga Burton. Dr. Burton, what do we need to know?
Good afternoon and welcome to Need to Know with Dr. Nsenga Burton. I am she. Thank you for joining us today. Today I want to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit, a little tiny bit, the halftime show at least. There's been a lot of discussion about the halftime show. Some people loved it. They think it was amazing. Other people did not like it so much. They didn't think it was entertaining. And some people agreed with the selection of Kendrick Lamar, who is a really complicated figure, but very much into Black cultural tradition, history, production, all of the things. And others, thought he was a great choice because of his diss track, They Not Like Us, which has really made him a world entity. I mean, he was already huge, but I mean, that made him huge, like amazingly big. And for people who don't normally listen to Kendrick Lamar, maybe you hear his hits on the radio, but like his total LPs or what have you, you may not understand his politics and who he is and what he talks about. But one of the things that's very interesting about him is his use of wit, his use of double entendres, that means double meanings, and his use of critique of dominant systems of power, particularly as it relates to Black people in this country. And so a lot of people who do like Kendrick Lamar's music and who do like him outside of even this, beef with Drake, which I hope ends soon because it's getting tired. Even though, yeah, he won. Kendrick Lamar clearly won, but it's getting tired. Like, you can take the foot off the neck now. Take the foot off the pedal. We got it. You're the best. Um, but the thing that you need to understand about Kendrick Lamar, and that you need to understand is still happening in Black cultural production, and this is the PhD in me, is that even if you're not tuned into it, it is still happening. Right. So you may not know what TDE is, but TDE is very much an important part of Black culture, Black youth culture for sure, Black hip hop culture for sure, overall Black culture. Right. And so just because you may not have listened to all of Kendrick's work, Mr. Lamar's work, you may not be familiar with his music videos and the symbolism that he uses continuously, and his use and kind of intertextual references to all of, you all call them Easter eggs, I think, but we call them intertextual references to these other kind of artistic things. Like, for example, in the Super Bowl, they were clear references to Alvin Ailey, right? In terms of the dance, the formations, and some of the things that are just kind of signature to Black culture and Black arts culture. And Black arts culture that also is kind of in resistance to kind of dominant modes of production, and I would say performance, right? So I think what I need you to know is that sometimes when we have the Super Bowl, which is the world's largest stage, clearly, like it has the largest audience ever, you may or may not be familiar with the work of the artist. But just because you're not familiar with the work of the artist doesn't mean that it has no value. I think if you understand Kendrick Lamar's performance and you understand who he is, basically, in a nutshell, that performance was that I'm not here to entertain you. Black people are not here to entertain you. We are part of the American fabric. We are the American fabric, the fabric of America. We built America for free. When you see the people turning and being on each other's black backs, America is built on the backs of Black people. So I don't have time to do a whole lecture on this. This is when I miss being a professor, because I'm like, oh, we can talk about this for like 2 weeks. And we can look at all the Super Bowl commercials and talk about them and the symbolism and all the things and the culture and the corporate and the power. But what I do want you to know is you don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater either. I know Americans, we love doing that now. I'm not sure what that's about. Like, everything has to be perfect. While we ask for grace, which is hilarious to me. That's just so ironic. We ask for grace all the time, but we want everybody else to be perfect. So Kendrick Lamar is not perfect. He is complicated. His work is complicated, but what he is undeniably a lover of Black culture and Black people, including Drake, I would argue, because their song together on Good Kid, Mad City is amazing. So it's really sad to me as an older person that they're beefing. But at any rate, Kendrick Lamar is about Black culture, and it is okay. What I need you to know is that it is okay to support Black people and Black culture and to be like, we are amazing. I said this at my 10th anniversary celebration for the Burton Wire. It's okay to celebrate us. We don't have to make ourselves smaller so that other people feel good. You don't have to understand all of the things that we do, just like we don't understand all of the things that you do, right? We don't have to assimilate. We don't have to give you what you want all the time. And we are not here to entertain you, even though we're at the Super Bowl where 74% of the players are African American. We are ultimately not here to entertain you. We have to be thinking about our culture. We have to think about our community, and we have to think about how we survive, particularly when we have been targeted in such a way with such animus and anti-Black racism, especially in this last decade, and especially under the administration of 47. I say that to say you need to know Kendrick Lamar is amazing. We are proud of him. He belongs to us. And whether or not you like him or you understood the symbolism or the imagery or you connected with what he did, doesn't matter. He connected with a lot of people. A lot of us understood what he was doing, and I think it was one of the a very good Super Bowl performance. Prince is my all time favorite, obviously, but Kendrick Lamar is right up there with him. So I just say that to say, please, you need to know. Sometimes things resonate with you, sometimes they don't, but it doesn't mean just because it doesn't resonate with you that you just dismiss it and you act like it has no value. All right. So tune in next week for a Black Executive Perspective podcast with the awesome Tony Franklin and another Need to Know from me, moi, Dr. Nsenga Burton. Have a wonderful day. Stay focused and stay Black.
A Black Executive Perspective.